It has been an all day here for Texas Tech. Quarterback Behren Morton. Okay, so when we were in the lobby, kind of fuzzy-eyed this morning, 7:30, you guys are running around in a full uniform.
Yes, sir.
What were you doing?
Yeah, we had to get up around 7 this morning, and then from there we were headed off to full pads. We did video shoots, intro videos for about 4 hours. So
I kind of wanted to see you guys pick teams with all the other 8 teams here and just get a game going.
Yeah, hey, I'm with it. We can do that for sure.
But it's good seeing you. Glad to have you back at Texas Tech for another year and a team that a lot of people are picking to contend in the Big 12. First of all, your health. I know a lot of people want to know, how is your shoulder? How's everything going into
Yes, sir. This offseason's been great. I just got released about 3 weeks ago. I got my surgery up in California from Dr. Elitrosh. Everything went great. I'm stronger than I was before surgery, so it was a much-needed surgery, but I feel really good now, and I'm really excited about this season.
I know it kills everybody not to be out there during spring, getting the reps, getting all that stuff, new offense, all these things. How did you make the most of your time while being limited?
Yes, sir. I mean, this is my 4th offensive coordinator of college, so getting to learn from multiple offenses has been very beneficial. But meeting all the new guys, we have 35 new transfers, so just trying to create a relationship with those guys off the field, on the field. Their play style, how they play. But it's been a really beneficial offseason, and really looking forward to this season.
As a former quarterback and Greg and you up here, I know quarterbacks go into the offseason and we always have goals, right? I want to get better here, here, and here. This is how I'm going to do it. Talk to me a little bit about when you looked at your film from last season and then you found out who your new offensive coordinator was going to be. What did you want to accomplish before week 1 starts?
Yes, sir. I mean, getting to see the film study of Cam Ward, he got to play for Coach Leftwich at Incarnate Word, and so I got to watch all his tape. He's a really powerful quarterback, and so getting to learn all the traits that he did off the field. Coach Leftwich kind of helped me out with that aspect, but looking forward to this season and just trying to extend more plays to being healthy with a healthy shoulder, getting out of the pocket when things aren't there, things I haven't got to do in the past, and so really looking forward to just trying to elevate the game.
Quarterbacks, because I know both of these guys well, and just off the field, you guys are probably the most critical of yourself.
Yes, sir.
You're perfectionists because you have to be, because it's the toughest position to play in sports. So from your own prism, what do you want to improve on through camp and then throughout this season?
Yes, sir. I think just, learning this offense to a T, getting the ins and outs of the X's and O's, but past that, I think my lower half, using my lower half in the body of, creating deeper throws, and like I said, extending plays. I think that's got to be a real addition to my game, elevating, getting out of the pocket and, creating plays when things aren't there. Just getting back in the routine of, operating healthy again. I haven't got to play a healthy season since my redshirt freshman year. So, it's going to be a lot different playing with a healthy shoulder. I'm really excited about it.
Now, you're from Central Texas.
Yes, sir.
Right? Kind of outside Cisco, a little bit east of Abilene, right?
Yes,
Eastland?
Yes, sir. Eastland.
Okay, so being a kid from Texas, I'm from Dallas. I went to South Lake Carroll. So, I know the weight that is kind of on your shoulders as a guy that's representing the Texas Tech Red Raiders. I get that. I was committed to Texas Tech. I totally understand it. But do you ever feel like an extra level of motivation knowing that you are representing your state? And as a Texan, we're obviously very proud of this state.
Yes, sir, for sure. My dad was a high school football coach in Texas for 32 years. He just retired, and so he was actually the head coach at Lubbock Monterey when I was born in Lubbock. I got to see Graham
blue
Harrell.
helmets.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, those are sweet.
The baby blue.
Yeah,
yes,
those
sir.
are sweet.
I got to see Graham Harrell, the Michael Crabtree, and all the greats play in that era at Texas Tech. And so to be in the position that I am today, it's such an unreal feeling to be, where I'm at. And Coach McGuire always says, be where your feet are. And, we're in a great opportunity. We have a lot of pressure, but, with pressure comes opportunity. So, just trying to make the most of it. And, it's going to be fun.
Speaking of that pressure, a lot of new big name additions to this roster and high expectations going into the season. Give me some examples of things that you guys have done throughout the offseason to come together as a unit.
Yes, sir. We eat breakfast every day after our Wednesday workout. We take the guys out to breakfast. We have breakfast. For the July 4th, I had about 15 guys come down to our little ranch lease that we have back in Eastland, and just, getting to know those guys, all over the country. Lee Hunter from Alabama and Mello Heights has played at 4 other colleges. So just guys like that and getting to know them. It's been really cool to see all the backgrounds of where football has taken people.
Why'd you decommit from Texas Tech? I had to wait my turn to get the question.
They didn't run it enough. It was Mike Leach. That was the problem. I wanted quarterback power. They just wouldn't do it.
They were offering more in Tuscaloosa at the time. Hey, Behren, continued success. Stay healthy for us because we cannot wait to see this Texas Tech football team this year. Good luck to you. And it's going to be a big difference between winning and losing this year. You've got one of the best defensive players in the conference. And for more on that, we go back over to Katie George.
Matt, I am with him right now, starting linebacker Jacob Rodriguez from Texas Tech. Let's start with some recent news. Just yesterday, it was announced that Jacob here is the Big 12 preseason Defensive Player of the Year. Congratulations on that acknowledgement. What did you think of it, and how did you find out?
I thought it was really cool. I found out I got a text from McGuire. He sent me, I'm not really on social media too much, and so he sent me all of the edits that they put out. And yeah, I thought it was really cool. I was very thankful for it, and it's something I'm looking forward to prove people right.
You led the conference in total tackles and solo stops a year ago. With being so consistent in what you do for this Texas Tech defense, where does your game go from here? Where did you want to improve the most this offseason?
I want to improve a lot of things that are, tangible and stuff that I can work on. A lot of hand placement and just, technique stuff that I can do to improve. The effort's always going to be there, and I know that I'll always put the best I have into that game. But, my teammates and those guys we have some incredible teammates, and the new D-line that we have, and I know my job's not going to be as hard as it was, and they're going to make life super easy for me.
Coach McGuire and the staff were extremely busy in the offseason, bringing in so many different transfers. What did you think of the job that they did and the talent that they've infused into this roster overall?
It's phenomenal. I think they did an amazing job, and I think that those guys are the best in the business, and they do a very good job with the people that we bring in, not only football players, but people. And so we always talk about kind of who's in the building is supposed to be there. I think those guys fit the mold exactly. They're great people on and off the field.
What's it like trying to get those guys acclimated and infusing them into the roster, making them feel comfortable, right? Because you've got, 6-7 months to get them invested, and then you guys hit the ground running in your season.
Yeah, 100%. Even less time for some. Yeah. And so it's a challenge to try to get those guys to buy into what we're talking about. But everybody who was supposed to be in the building is here, and so we love every single one of them. And they jumped in, head first, and they're all in for us, and they're believing in what we're talking about, and so they're right along with us.
Just quickly, NIL has obviously taken over this space. Texas Tech has become a juggernaut in that. What does that say about the athletic program and just the people that want to contribute to what you guys are doing down in Lubbock?
Yeah, I think Red Raiders are everywhere. I think everywhere you go, you see the double T, and it just kind of shows us that people really believe in us and what we can do. And I think this will be the first year of many that we're kind of coming along, and then we'll be here to stay.
There's certainly high expectations in Lubbock. Best of luck this year.
Thank you. I appreciate
we appreciate you for stopping by.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.